Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Super excited to have with me today Randy Shell. Randy is a property manager based out of Washington, and my name is Diana Lowe. I am the Client Success Manager for the Addicted to ROI Inner Circle. So today I have Randy here with me just to talk about his investing journey this year. He joined the ROI Inner Circle in the third week of July. So it's been just over 2.5 months. And
I know
how
it's
many
gone fast,
properties have
right?
you closed now?
So we just closed on another one, so we just got to 22, and then we have 7 closing by early next week. So it'll be 29.
That is absolutely insane. 29 properties in 3 months. How, and these are your first out of state properties, correct?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we've been waiting to do this for a long time, and so we finally decided to pull that trigger. And this group helped us to do that, to be honest with you.
What's your history with real estate?
So I owned a mortgage company for roughly 10 years, and that was before I got into property management. And now I've been doing this, it seems like forever. And so in terms of helping buyers and helping investors, that's just something that's been a part of my life forever. And my mother, she's been in real estate for 35 years. So, I mean, it's
Just
just
in your
always been
blood.
ongoing. Yeah. And so a very interesting journey in that regard.
That's awesome. And so you only got started investing out of state once you joined the ROI Inner Circle, right?
Yeah. And it's kind of like I told you before, Jennifer really gave me that last kick to the butt that I needed. And so we just went for it. And I've been dealing with investment properties for so long. I think I'm more comfortable than many others that might be trying to take that first step. And so that was almost like a security blanket for us, is being able to do
Mm-hmm.
that.
What strategies have you been utilizing since you've joined the community?
So it's been very vanilla. So we've been, putting down 25% on these fourplexes. And so we've been buying only fourplexes in St. Louis. And that's been great because I'm a huge fan of the fourplexes anyway, and they're all brick. And so that really got me going. And so I started to talk to other members and met a really great real estate agent. And then in Minnesota, we bought a 10plex. It's not brick, but I mean, it was a really good buy. And that was it with another agent through, Agents Invest, Addict ROI. And so, I mean, it's been great because they've been a huge help for us.
That's awesome. Yeah, brick buildings just last forever.
I know, but they're so strong because honestly, they don't build them like they used to. And so I seem to gravitate toward the brick first, and then whatever else is out there, I'm happy to look at anything really.
Yeah, just where the numbers make sense.
Yeah. And I don't mind doing value add properties. And so I think I'm going to be doing quite a few of those over the last part of this year and going into next year. And so I'm really looking forward to it.
Are you utilizing property managers or are you managing yourself since you have that background?
So I think that's a really good question. And so having done this for such a long time, I know the value of boots on the ground. And so the people that I've been working with in St. Louis and in Minnesota, they're amazing. And so I must have had 2-hour conversations with each of them before pulling that trigger. And I talked to some other people in that area. And honestly, I mean, trying to find somebody that is going to follow the framework that you've laid out for years and years, I think is pretty tough. And so I would much rather always have a property manager, local in the area, so then they can go to that property because I know what investors ask of us in this area, and it's been great.
Yeah, and I wanted to just highlight that next week we'll also have you discussing on our next accelerator call with Jennifer about property management, right? Building that great relationship so that you can be a passive investor.
Oh, that's going to be an entertaining one, I'm sure.
For those of you who don't know, we have just started our third accelerator series where Jennifer is coaching all about operations and asset management. So this is to help our members systematize their operations and so that they can scale up most efficiently and not have to have real estate become another job, but just bring in passive income. So Randy will be speaking next week where we're going to be touching on property management.
Yeah, that one's going to be probably more entertaining than how I feel this one's going to be.
What were some of your fears with investing in real estate? How come it took you so long?
I mean, honestly, I don't have any fears for investing out of state or investing into the properties. It just came down to, for such a long time, I've been reinvesting back into the company because my staff is everything to me. And so everything that we would bring in and then grow our gross, I would put into the staff because I think that's just paramount for any business owner is to really think about their staff. And so once we were getting it to a point to where I mean, it's just a well machine now to where it's able. I mean, I've got a big staff, so I got 40 people that are in there working their tails off. And frankly, I think they're all superstars. That gave us the latitude to be able to finally pull the trigger and start looking at some properties. And like I said, once I started seeing some of these brick fourplexes in St. Louis, I was like, oh, yes, I'm going to start with those. So, yeah, so that was our first two were those fourplexes. But yeah, I mean, finally being able to kind of step back a little bit from just reinvesting every dime back into the company, and we started saving and putting money aside to do these plays. That's what really helped us a ton.
Yeah, that's awesome that you've been able to take some time and some of your capital back to put in towards yourself now.
Yeah, it is interesting.
And
I
what is
think
your
it's
why?
just the start.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What is your why for investing in real estate?
What is? Say that again.
Your why, like why are you investing in real
Oh, my
estate?
wife. Really, I thought you said wife. So my why is to really try to get some time back because time is that one metric that you just can never get back. And so I'm just trying to make some strides to try to get even 10 hours a week. That could be a huge feeling in terms of getting time back. So hopefully trying to set up our kids to where they don't have to go through the kind of things that we went through, and just the freedom of time, I think, is the biggest thing no matter what.
Yeah, time is such a valuable resource. And I love that we're helping different investors and members create more freedom with their time.
Yeah, and I've got a chance to meet some of them, and they're pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's fun that we have the Washington meetups for those that are local to Washington.
Yeah, I've had to miss some of those up at Cody's place, but I mean to get there. Like I said, I'm trying to pull back some of that. So
Mhm.
I definitely mean to get up north, and I think he's already told me I better be at the next one. So,
Yeah, we have one next Wednesday where Joe
oh,
Wanagle will be speaking about the lessons that he's learned through investing in real estate for 19 years. So both of you have some mileage on you and some really good experience to share. I really appreciate having such experienced investors in the community so that when issues do come up, there's a lot of experiences and feedback to pull from.
oh, I totally agree.
Do you think that you could have been investing in, you said 29 doors by the end of the year if you hadn't joined the community?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think so because it's what really gave me my push and meeting some amazing individuals, real estate agents, and then being able to go through those real estate agents to start talking to some property managers in those areas. And it really changed everything for us. And I mean, being that we've been waiting so long to do this, it really got us going to where we were putting in multiple offers and those offers are getting accepted. And so it's amazing how it snowballed so fast.
Yeah, you were just ready to take action. I love it. And then how does
Yeah.
your wife also participate?
So she's very, very new into the real estate aspect of it. I mean, she knows a little bit on the property management side, but she's trying to really get more up to speed. And so she finally, because we've been putting in, like, I'll put in an offer on a fourplex, she would put in an offer on a fourplex or three fourplexes, and then they wouldn't pass inspection. So she finally closed on her first because all these other ones were failing inspection in spectacular fashion. And so she's like, nope, no, I'm not going to do that. And so then mine would still close. And then so she finally closed this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Monday. And so, I mean, we definitely celebrated and had dinner at home. And yes, I'm sorry that she made that dinner, but I knew where that was going.
That's awesome, though. So you guys have just been going back and forth, taking turns on properties.
Yeah, we have, because I really wanted her to get involved with how it works with title and escrow, talking to the real estate agents, going through what the docs mean. I mean, I really wanted her to start going through the, disclosures. I mean, really dissect everything. And I really love the analyzation tool. And so I use that on every one of them. And I think I like numbers a lot more than she does. So I think
Mhm.
she looks to me to be like thumbs up or definitely not. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's been pretty amazing, because I think the tools that are on just the website, I mean, those tools are amazing. And I've really enjoyed being able to go on. I'm still not doing it enough. And that's another thing Jen kicks my butt on. I still don't go in there enough to look at how the deals are, and, look at the different members. And so it's something I need to do more, because there's a lot of information just right at the fingertips.
Yeah, we definitely have put in a lot of time to try to compile the best information for people so that we want to help you save time and save energy instead of scouring the internet for all this information. And she's really lucky to have you since you do have so much knowledge and background. But for those of you who aren't as experienced with real estate, we are rolling out a new course and we're just tying up the loose ends right now. So that'll be available before the end of the month. So for those of you who are looking for some more information, we have those resources in the ROI Inner Circle for you.
Yeah, and they're are really quite amazing. And there's a lot of time that went into that. So I look at it as a huge value add.
That's awesome. We did have a question from Facebook. What do you think was a critical shift in allowing you to start growing your portfolio? You can name off a specific task or a mindset shift. This person feels like they're up against a wall and really wants to start pushing.
I mean, so a big one for us is we experienced a windfall in June, and that really helped us to start making those pushes without fear. And so, and I think there's an awful lot of fear that's out there, because the market is changing, the interest rates are going up. A lot of people don't know, certain players in other areas, and maybe they're afraid to talk to somebody because they're not sure what questions to ask. I mean, for us, I mean, yeah, we had saved, I think about 140, 150,000, and then we got a windfall as well, and that was significant. And so then we really started to make those pushes, especially when we started to meet these real estate agents, start to really talk to these property managers, which again, I think that was the most important call that I had to make, was talking to those property managers, because some of them didn't even answer the phone. And so now I'm trying to think outside the box, because I don't want to always be using, our own money to be putting, these deals together, and finding other ways to do it. And I mean, heck, Jen had a presentation where she had like a dozen different ways to try to structure these deals, and my sponge was full in probably 10 minutes. And so trying to revisit that. But I've made some amazing connections with other lenders and the kind of things that they do. And I'm excited to see where that goes. So I'm not having to put out so much capital to try to bring on more units, because I was looking at trying to close 30 units by the end of the year. And then I shifted my goal to more like 50 or 60 units by the end of the year. And so I'm trying to think if I even answered the dang question. Because there was so much in that long question, and I'm trying to answer.
Yeah, so they were mostly just asking what was the critical shift to start growing your portfolio. So just it sounds like being part of the community, getting access to the resources and the contacts and the templates and documents that we have really was helpful for giving you that push and that confidence to get started.
Yeah, and the more I think about that, I mean, I really think surrounding yourself with amazing people is paramount. And so finally meeting some of these other people, it was amazing to be on the same page with others that are looking to do the same thing. And I think it really helped us to really make that final push to get those offers out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, community is so important. There's that quote, you're the sum of the five people you spend the most time with. So you want to make sure you're spending time with good people that push you to be better.
I wonder if people think that about me. I'm not so sure.
If you were to start over, what would you do differently? I know
That,
you've just started.
yeah, I mean, that's a good question, because we're so new into this. I'm not sure I can give a qualified response, um, because I've been on the sidelines for so long, and just watching other people do amazing things and wanting to do those same things. I'm not sure that we could do anything different than what we did, just being able to make some of those plays based upon what we had available to us. And so now, as I start getting to know more people and see what they do, that's where I'm really excited to start putting together some other deals, maybe some JV partnerships. I mean, it's amazing. So since we started closing on some properties, and then a few posts hit addicted to ROI, and it's like, hey, they closed this quad or this 10plex, and I have so many messages, and I try to answer all those as quick as I can. But now people are like, hey, maybe we should JV on something. Hey, why don't we look at this and why don't we look at that? And I'm like, yeah, I can definitely help with a lot of those things, but I'm still trying to figure out the financial aspect, because that's the one I want to master. And so Jen's probably going to get really annoyed with me because I bug her a lot on that.
Yeah, one thing that Jennifer really talks about during her coaching is that people feel like they're struggling with finding capital or finding deals. They're not good at all of the different aspects that are involved with closing on a property. Well, there's other people that can help fill the gaps. And I love that in the community, people post about what their strengths are and also what they're looking for. And then other people raise their hand and step up. And I've seen some really beautiful partnerships bloom throughout the community.
Yeah.
So
and it's been awesome. Yeah, but everybody's been so willing to help, and I think that's the best thing there is. I mean, so for doing property management, as long as I have, when people reach out to me, I'll do whatever it takes to try to help them out. And if I legitimately cannot help them out, I'm happy to at least let them know. But I've always been that guy that's, somebody gives me that call, they need this done, no problem, let's go. And now I'm finding out that maybe I might need to, utilize my staff more and try to spend some more time with my girls.
Yeah. Do you involve your children with your real estate business?
I have been, and it's been really entertaining. So it's like they're grasping the main concept of, hey, if you take the time and you analyze these deals and you're putting this money in, or maybe you're not putting this money in, this is what could be your future. And so, at first, you see their eyeballs go huge, and then you start talking about those details, and then you can see that the sponge is on fire because it's been full for so long. And they're like, all right, we'll have to talk later. But there's been an awful lot of follow-up conversations to where I think it's been awesome. And I didn't have those conversations growing up. And so just trying to understand the value of a dollar and how that can grow, I think has been amazing so far, because I just want to keep doing that with my girls. And as everybody knows, I mean, my girls are my everything. So
how old are they?
So Kieran is 16, and she's had her license now 3 weeks, and we don't see her anymore already. And then Tegan is 13, and they're both soccer stars and amazing.
That's awesome. I love that Jennifer involves her daughter Dylan through having her help with due diligence and walking the streets. And then in our course, she'll also has a lesson on how you can involve your children and also start paying them and using that as a strategy.
So we've actually talked about that in detail, and it's a very entertaining conversation. So I'm still trying to figure that part out for the girls. I mean, because they're older, and so having them analyzing deals and doing things, just got to get started, really.
Yeah, you really got to keep them interested.
And that's interesting when they're really involved in sports and other things. And so, yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. So what's next for you? You mentioned that you wanted to close on 50 to 60 properties by the end of the year?
Yeah, and we can do that. I mean, even just doing 20% down on commercial or 25% down on conventional, what have. I mean, we could do that, no problem. But I want to find other ways to get these deals together, build the relationships with new people, whether it be other members who want to invest, or with lenders, or with real estate agents. I love the relationship aspect. I think that's what's helped me to grow in the property management realm. Is I have a lot of relationships. I mean, heck, in my phone, I've got like 4,800 contacts. And so if somebody says, hey, do you have somebody for this? I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've got 20 for that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's been everything.
That's awesome. Yeah. That'll be really exciting to celebrate 50 or 60 units in less than 6 months.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting journey already, because we've had some things come up on some of these closings. And honestly, I mean, even though they would show up as like this forest fire that has to be solved, it's not a big deal. I mean, you just make the calls, and you just do what you have to do. But
Mhm.
I've definitely not had the fear of tackling any of those challenges, only because I've been doing that aspect of it for a really long time. Because so many investors will buy a value add property, it's in Tacoma, or it's in Puyallup, or it's in Gig Harbor, and then they want to do all these things. And so my staff and I, we set up the teams, we get those things done, and we move on to the next. And that's been that way for years and years and years.
And for those of you who aren't as comfortable with projects or issues that may come up, we do have a robust community forum where our members like Randy are always happy to help and offer insight. Thank you so much for your time today, Randy. Really enjoyed talking with you and learning more about your goals, as well as how you like to involve your family with your real estate business. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. If you have any questions for Randy or for myself about the ROI Inner Circle, feel free to drop them in the chat. And we look forward to helping you with your real estate journey. We did have a last comment from Facebook that you've been such an encouragement to this user. So thank you again for your time. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend.
And you too. And I'm always happy to help. And so if you send me a message, I promise I'll get back to you ASAP.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Randy. I hope everyone has an awesome rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. Bye.